It's time for the night session, and we will have our final 4 teams shortly in the semi-finals. Gurgaon Sapphires going up against the Indraprastha Warriors in match number 1 of the night session. 7 matches to follow. What a day it's been for the Ichiban Samurai, defeating the Mumbai Acers in some style. The first match, Sharmada Balu goes up against Soha Sadiq. To the right of your screen there, you saw Mr. Purav Raja, India's Davis Cupper, is in the house. The Women's Pro contest coming up. 20 points in all to fight for. This is for a position in the semi-finals. On centre court, we begin the first match of the night session. What a forehand down the line. Brilliant. Backhand goes long. A sensational forehand followed by a not so perfect backhand. That's good from Soha. Sharmada was in two minds, come in or not. Chose to stay towards the middle part of the court in the no man's land. Brilliant this from Sharmada. 2 points each. This is good from Sharmada. The forehand down the line looking really good. Forehand working for Sharmada. The errors continue to grow from the backhand side. 3 each at the moment. Shaky start this. Early nerves for both Sharmada and Soha. Gurgaon Sapphires, the defending champions, reigning champions. This is good. Taking it on the rise. The forehand executed perfectly deep, close to that baseline. Three-point lead now. The Indian number 17 in singles, Sharmada Balu. Soha, the Indian number 44 in singles. Both really good in the doubles department as well. India number 17 in doubles, Soha, and India number 8, Sharmada, in the doubles department.
Now it's going to be throughout. You're going to be leading throughout the time. I don't want to jinx anything, but we're confident. Let's watch it, guys.
Seven for Indraprastha. Eight for Indraprastha. Out. 9-6. 9-6.
Finals, how much would that mean to you? No pressure, Mohan. She wants to make it through the semi-finals. Now, the Gurgaon Sapphires have all to play for, and with me, Ritwik in the house. The man takes on a very good friend today. Any tactic going into any Amtrak singles? Obviously now, mainstay on the double store. Give us a little bit of insight of what we can expect from you in the singles match.
I'm just going to try and have good energy and, just go all out and try whatever I can do to get as many points as I can. Obviously, I'm playing because of a good friend and obviously a great singles player. He's been on the Davis Cup team. I think the pressure is on him more than me.
Good to see you, man. Good to see you playing singles and well done on a great year. The captain, Suresh Krishna, before we get into this side, what do you expect from this match? I've heard it from their team. They're expecting you to come through here. Are you expecting the same? You know, the last time I played you was in 2006 and I'm seeing you again play in 2023. So has your game changed or are you the same?
The fitness has changed, but the game is still there. The skill is still there.
Really? Okay, I'm interested to see what Suresh Krishna has to offer today. Sharmada, tough match. Obviously, your team now needs to win by.
Just the first match. We have a couple more to go. It's not over till you shake the hand.
Well done. I thought you had a great 3 matches, so it's really good to see that. So, well done. Indraprastha Warriors up by 2 points, and we have the next gen pro match coming up. 20 points to take it. 11-9 to the Warriors.
पंकज सर सिर्फ 3 की है ना, सब कुछ बंद करना अभी सुनना कुछ आ रहा है क्या? ये सुनो, ये की आवाज चेक चेक नहीं, एक से चेक चेक
commentator. Still plays tennis though. A star on and off court. Welcome to Pro Tennis League once again, Pura.
Sarthak, it's a pleasure to be with you. It's a pleasure to join you in the commentary box, and it's a pleasure to be in Delhi. Couldn't have asked for a better stage, and we have it all to play for in this Harven Pro Tennis League. How have you enjoyed your experience, Sarth? You keep me entertained, Sarthak. And this tennis keeps me entertained. As we see, I was on court earlier and they said that this is the tie that the Indraprastha Warriors need to dominate. It seems like Sportzworkz has had a tough run so far. Every point being of such big importance. We've been seeing it all throughout. I think that score is wrong. It's actually 3-1 to the Gurgaon Sapphires. And Sportzworkz continuing to not get many points for the Indraprastha team. I know on court that they were worried. And Man looks like he's the real deal.
The loud cheers from the Gurgaon Sapphires camp for Man Kesharwani. Purav, you've watched pretty much all of these players very closely at close quarters. What do you make of this contest?
Man obviously seems to be someone for the next gen, and Sportzworkz looks like he's got all the game, apart from maybe that backhand that I'm a little bit suspect about. But it looks like he has all the game to have weapons, but he's yet to have great results in this tournament. So I favor Man for this match, and honestly, it's going to go down to the wire. We know that this team needs to win by 5 points. I know on court that they're pretty optimistic that they will get that 5 points, but it's everything to play for, and 1 point in this Sarthak, so different from when we play on tour.
Certainly, and when you're playing in a 20-point format or a 30-point format, we'll discuss this after this serve. Certainly a big weapon in his arsenal. Sportzworkz has a big serve. How effective will it be in this contest? Let's take a look at the moment. Second serve coming up. Goes long, and Purav, I wanted to understand from you, when you're playing a 20-point format or a 30-point format, how much of your game depends on the serve? Particularly, is it the single most important factor in a format which is so fast-paced?
The start is so important. So when I say the serve and the return becomes just so vital when you're playing these formats, because it's only 20 points, So how well, if you can get like that, if you can get 2 or 3 points off your serve, it just makes it that much more crucial every match. And you see how Man's getting on top here. And 7-1, I don't see how Sportzworkz going to get back into this tie. And that's just based on the serve and return. If we see the first 2 shots, that'll dictate the tie.
Exactly what you said, Purav. The first 2 shots, the big serve and the big smash.
You'll see that as a general thing that happens in league tennis, and that's because we play such, obviously a quicker court helps, but in general the teams have players to support. That first everyone's a bit nervous, so you're feeling that kind of energy come through, and once you get a good first serve in, it kind of calms your nerves.
Definitely does. missed out. The margin so small. You're playing so close to the baseline there.
And those are the sort of points we need to see off the Suvrut racket. The longer the point goes, it seems like Man's the favourite. But if he can get that forehand to work into corners, that'll make the difference in the tie. If he can make that forehand count, because we know his backhand has been suspect throughout the course of this league, Sarthak.
Certainly, and with the semi-finals, we'll have a 4 semi-finals decided tonight itself, so it's all the more pressure on these two players. Every match is more or less like a do or die.
Yeah, I've come at the right time. I've come just in time to watch the end. And you've been doing this so diligently, and congrats to you on running a great show alone. I know it's not easy sometimes to do this, and you've been a great ambassador for Indian tennis, Sarthak, so thank you.
Coming from you, that means a lot, Purav. I mean, you've been the perfect ambassador for the sport in India. Having you here, always a pleasure and a privilege. Glad you could make it.
Thank you. That backhand of Suvrut's definitely suspect. He needs to work on that shot if he's to make the next level in tennis, because that's just simply not good enough at the top.
Suvrut's been a top junior player, and when you make that transition from the juniors to the men's tour, it does make a world of a difference. How easy or difficult that will become.
You're right, and I will give, and maybe that is critical on Suvrut, but just losing the way that he's losing matches just doesn't seem to add up, and it needs work in his game. If he's to work on his game, it needs to be on certain shots, because the top junior to a top pro, it's very, very different. The transition is immense. Ooh, that's a close call. Not sure that was out, but that's a close call. And when you're 10-2 down, it often doesn't go your way. 21 years old, Sarthak. Not a youngster anymore. We have to remember the world number one is now 20 years old in Carlos Alcaraz. He's got a lot of work to do. And 21 in men's tennis, you have to be hitting your peak. And that's 12-2, and just the technique seems off also. The technique seems off, he seems tight, he seems nervous. It's edgy. The tennis seems edgy. He needs to stabilize himself and get as many points on the board. The tie is over, but the overall tie, these points will be so, so crucial. And that's what I mean, Sarthak. He needs to get these points on. I know that it's only 12-3, but so important the next 5 points, because that'll be the difference of 14 or possibly 4. So that's a huge difference to going into the next match. So I feel like in these do or die situations, while it might not look it on our screens, but the overall match score just seems so important.
Certainly, and when you look at the total scores, 21 for Gurgaon, 14 for the Indraprastha Warriors. Every point matters in the total scores, and right now the 12-3 definitely means that this is a one-way. I mean, Man has certainly confirmed his win here. It's all about every point for the semi-final spot.
And now 13-3. I mean, you just cannot lose matches by this margin in a league format that's only 160 points. Let's not forget, in that scheme they need 85 for the win. They need 85 to win. So I feel like that's even more crucial, and I wonder how much Suvrut has learned from his first few matches going into this tie.
Serve coming up. Big forehand cross court. What a shot that was under pressure.
While we've been talking all about Suvrat, not enough credit goes to Man. He's played an absolutely immense match. He's played phenomenal tennis to get his team up to such a big lead. Don't forget, they were 2 points down before this match. Now they're 9 points up.
Leg first.
Whoa, this could be costly. And dare I say it, the Indraprastha Warriors have a lot to do now.
That's better. And interestingly,
Whoa.
you mentioned the scoreline. We had a very similar scoreline earlier today where Rushil Khosla won 17-3, was 14-0 up, and Rushil is just 17. Massive promise this young kid shows us.
You know, I've heard about Rushil and a lot of people have been talking about him even when I spoke about it just now. A lot of people mentioning Rushil's name, and I have heard of it as coming up through the junior rankings. Seems to be a prospect for the future. I'm excited to watch what he has to offer. And we have it.
What a contest! 17-3 repeated. We saw the exact same score in the day session, and now another 17-3 scoreline. Dominance from Man, and earlier it was Rushil. A confirmation. Gurgaon Sapphires with 17 points to their name. Indraprastha Warriors with the
I think he's a bit nervous. I will talk to him, and before going into this, he was worried about this tie. Now 17-3. Is he more worried? Mukund Sasikumar.
Oh, absolutely. I think Sunny coming from college, he's definitely more experienced in his team scenarios. And I've always felt he's an unbelievable player because he wanted to give me a chance. I think he went to doubles, so I could play some singles, but it's going to be a good match. I'm trying my best to
Any thoughts on this one coming up? Any thoughts on this tie coming up? You obviously, you were up in the first one and you've gone down really heavily. Still though, you only have to win this tie and then kind of be able to get through.
To be honest, I really don't know the answer to that.
Yeah, I mean, we are playing for you guys. And obviously, going into this, how is this league experience been for you? I know you're not playing many leagues, I know you're not a big league guy, not a big college guy, you come through individually and had a great career, but what do you think of this league format?
I've had a follow for time. I'm not sure about the great career, but yeah, I think I've always been a fan of it. I didn't have a chance to go to college. Then I watched, so then I just continued with it. But I think I've had a phenomenal time so far. I think I have great teammates. Soha, Haji, Surat, and Ria. I have a great time with all of them, so it's been great so far.
Thanks, because it's time for you to fly your flag and we can't wait to watch you in action coming up later. But Sharmila definitely seems happier now. Sharmila seems a happier person. Is there any reason for that?
Yeah, I was a bit nervous about the start. I mean, it wasn't
What do you expect from this match?
nothing, just for the tennis and for us.
Good stuff, guys. I'll be in the commentary box and I'll come back after this time.
2 minutes remaining.
Yeah, please. Vivek, coffee, दोनों के लिए, please. I think 2 vodka. Vodka. Full. Sandy has a vodka. Vodka marketing. नहीं भाई.
It's time for the next gen women's pro contest now. Ruma Gaikwari up against Riya Sachdeva. Currently the Gurgaon Sapphires at a total of 26, Indraprastha Warriors at 14.
Sandy.
1-0 Indraprastha.
Good win, the start for Soha Sadiq, giving the crucial momentum early on, but what a comeback in the next one from Man Kesharwani.
One all.
Let's go, chance. Live from the RK Khanna Stadium, and once again, Mr. Raja joins me. He's doing a lot of running around here.
It's amazing how the energy is switched on the court, how the team and how Man has given the Gurgaon team just so much enthusiasm, just so much energy comes from winning a tie 17-3. And honestly, I just don't see a way back of how 17-3 can be caught up. Obviously, Indraprastha has other plans, and we have Riya Sachdeva trying to get the team back. I always feel like these matches are decided in the first few ties because the men's singles, men's doubles always seems to be that close and never really a big lead, never really that many breaks. But these next gens, once they get on a roll, they just keep rolling.
The energy in the stadium infectious, loud cheers, wonderful atmosphere. And of course, with Mr. Raja in the house, a smile on every face.
It's nice to be here. I miss being here, and it's a pleasure to be back. I played my first Davis Cup here in 2013 with Leander, and that was an experience.
Oh, wonderful!
Wow. Take a bow, Ruma.
You mentioned about your Davis Cup match with the great Leander Pace, Purav, on this very court. I'm sure a lot of our viewers would want to know a lot more about it. Tell us how that experience was. What was the feeling of playing beside a legend like Leander and you yourself? She's on fire at the moment. Purav, tell us about the experience and what can the youngsters, the next gen, be watching them in action, learn from the likes of you and Leander?
5-3 Gurgaon.
You know, it's obviously not the same because they are, it's a different format, but this league teaches you a lot about Davis Cup because this is a team situation. The way that the league transpires is to gear you up for those matches, and I'm sure, Aditya Khanna and Ashish Khanna have the same plans for the youngsters to be groomed and to play. And this is the type of environment times 100 is what the Davis Cup's about. So when we played, yes, there was the stacked stadium, and yes, there was 5,000 people here with doles and with music everywhere, but this experience builds you up there. So having this league and having this format kind of sets you up for the pressure at the Davis Cup level. Man gave them a start. Ruma has continued to blossom, and that 5-point difference that they need to qualify for the semi-finals. Just a reminder that Gurgaon Sapphires need to win by more than 5 points to make it through to the semi-finals. Currently, they're 14 up. If they continue this, it should be no issue. Mukund Sasikumar, the star player, yet to play though.
We've seen Mukund in action on the previous 2 days, Purav. What a forehand. Have you had a chance to discuss with him of late his plans? Of course, India number 2. Where does he go from here? How do you see him rising up the ranks further in the world ranking?
It's easy to say, but being at that level is obviously very, very difficult. So
7-4 Gurgaon.
No worries, no worries. The chants loud and clear. Like I asked you, when you look at the likes of a Mukund Sasikumar playing in the Harven Pro Tennis League, he's of course India number 2. Where do you see his career going, and what major steps should he take with your understanding?
Yeah, I think, I was coming to that, and I think it's not easy because he has to realize that now when he's at that level in the top 400 in the world, he's got to play at a very, very different intensity. He's got to raise everything above the system. So when I say that, I mean Mukund has to invest in a full-time coach. He has to get fitter. He has to, or everybody can. One of the big things that he does is he's an immense ball striker, and when he plays well, he's very, very tough to beat. Now on his off days, unfortunately, the losses are just too many, and that, if you're consistent, remember we play tennis 35 weeks a year, so if you have to have consistent results to make it to the very top, and I will get to the point structure, but on the whole, I would say he needs to invest in his tennis and get a lot fitter. Men's singles is just so brutal, Sarthak. I can't tell you how tough singles is on the body, and we see it here, but it's just so tough.
Words of wisdom, certainly a lot of sacrifice, a lot that goes into the singles.
Ria here, obviously not super pumped. She doesn't seem happy, and her attitude has always been an issue. And I've seen her last year. Has it been the same this year, Sarthak?
The maturity, that's the big question. We saw someone like a Yannick Sinner at such a young age. Now, the maturity on the world stage, when you want to go up there, lots to learn for our next gen from the likes of a Vishnuvardhan here, a Mukund Sasikumar here. So much when you spend these days with some of the best the country has produced, you learn and implement all of that, and it really boils down to your mental, the toughness, the temperament, especially in such a format, Purav. What do you make of that?
Yeah, I think, like I see so many youngsters crumble to the pressure. We saw that, Suvrat did it earlier, and now we see the same, and I fear the same, that these volatile personalities, it just, the way you are as a person will show on the tennis court, and that is often why tennis is such a tough sport, because you can't hide from yourself. It's a tight forehand though. She has to be attacking the ball. She has to take on the points, attack the ball, and make Ruma feel that she's the better player. With that forehand, she has the ability to do it, but can she make it count?
A difference of 14 points now. 35 for the Sapphires, and the Warriors at 21. Those are some hands. What an angle. Much better. And in this kind of a format, 1 point can really lift the morale of a team. It's a matter of turning things around in the blink of an eye with a good point.
How many points does she win with the drop shot? Take a bow, Ruba. This is unbelievable stuff. I've counted 5 points already. She's won only 11 points, so she's won 5 or 6 with just a drop shot. Amazing.
And Purav, you yourself are a double specialist. I often wonder in a baseline rally like this, why the hesitancy for them to come to the net? What is it that stops them?
Well, often it's the fact that they don't want to volley. Especially in women's tennis, they don't want to volley, and I think that's an area. If a girl, and we teach tennis in India, I would encourage that all the players learn how to volley, learn how to come forward. Tennis is becoming so much about that. So many drop shots and the front-back movements.
What a point that was. Giving it their all, both Ruma and Ria.
Phenomenal point to finish this tie. You know, Ruma might not be happy with not winning by 4, but she's definitely commanded that lead and got another 2 on the board. Man did all the work. And now it's all up to the win this, you just see it as they have to win by more than 5 points, which will guarantee a place in the semi-finals for the Gurgaon Sapphires. Ooh, that second serve of Ranji. Kicked up to the Krishna backhand. VM Ranji, an absolute veteran, a stalwart of Indian tennis. Over the years, just seems to go about his thing, even though he's now coaching a little bit and he lives in Chennai. One of those players who just didn't enjoy the travel so much. What a lob, Sharmada.
Beautiful lob. Just over the head of Soha. And Sharmada suffered a loss against Soha just some time back. She'll want revenge in this one.
Yeah, and she seems to be the more established doubles player. I've seen some great results from Sharmada. Her skill set is obviously more suited to doubles. She has a big shot. She has a good net game. Obviously a good serve. And I wonder why she's not progressed further on the women's doubles tour.
Of course, Sharmada, India number 8 in the double circuit, like you rightly pointed out. So much potential. 19 ITF titles to her name. And she screams, let's go! Sharmada Balu, the MVP 2022 at the Pro Tennis League Finals. She has 4 medals at the National Games. And speaking of the National Games, recently, Purav, you too conquered it once again.
It was a long time ago. I conquered in 2006, so it was a pleasure to be back in 2023. And luckily win gold for Maharashtra. Made it.
The ball was out, sir. Just a little bit. No.
Wow. Bit of discussion there.
What exactly is the concern there, Purav? What do you
So
feel?
I think the referee had a quick decision to make. He said the ball was out but never said it aloud. So he just pointed out. In this system, it's just so important the referee makes a quick, early, loud call. The minute that happens, the players are happy. But in this instance, it's tough because it's just so close to the line and he saw it out.
Never easy under the lights, the overhead smash. We've seen so many of them go wrong. Make it look easy there. Ranji.
Great leap. That's a great leap by VM Ranji. He got up there in time, put away that smash. And you somehow feel they have to stay in this tie now before Mukund steps onto the court. Can't have more than 14 down having him play. We know that the Indraprastha Warriors just have to win this tie, while the Gurgaon Sapphires need to win by a certain margin. Mukund knows that.
Certainly.
16-point difference at this stage. 25 for the Warriors. Sapphires at
16-point difference, 25 for the Sapphires, 25 for the Warriors, I stand corrected, and 41 for the Sapphires. Double fall, costly, that's what pressure does.
And you know, it's already 5-2. The more these points are racking up, the easier the job becomes for Ritwik Bolipali.
You can see Mukund Sasikumar, the Indian number 2, pumped up, warming up, the intensity in his movement visible, practicing his forehand. Interestingly, what a fluid motion he has on the forehand. In actual, not just the warm-up. We should watch him on court. I'm sure you've seen a lot of him.
That serve needs to be treated much easier. then Soha made that. But a kick serve, often something you don't see in women's tennis, so no blame to Soha, but you've got to get that down somehow if you want to have an impact on this match. Ooh, and that's another great serve from Suresh Krishna. This match is now looking more and more in the Sapphire favor.
11 points now to fight for. 4 more to the Sapphires and they win this. It's a matter of getting to 11 first. Total of 20 points. VM Ranjit with the serve now. Big serve from Ranjit. Fighting hard, the Indraprastha Warriors. The total scores, the overall scores now 26-44. 26 for the Warriors, 44 for the Sapphires. A difference of a massive 18 points now, Purav.
We just saw it there, the all-important. What we really need to know is that the Indraprastha Warriors have 27 points and need to win this tie, and the Gurgaon Sapphires are now cruising with 44. It's all to play for, and the final 3 matches are coming up after this one. VM Ranjit knows the value of this match.
The serve perfect, the volley even better.
That's great 1-2 play to serve that Sharmada Balu wide serve, and then Suresh Krishna just putting the volley through the middle of the court. Suresh Krishna obviously runs one of the most successful academies in India today. Of course, basing out of Hyderabad, has become one of the better academies in India, one of the better coaches in India. Wow, so Sadiq.
You got a feel for that. How good and delicate was that volley? Still, the margin so small, Purav. It can go anyway.
And now 8-5. If somehow they can get it to 10-all with Soha serving twice, I expect Ranji to make a big cross here, make the moves and come up with the plays. Let me call it for you, Sartu. It's going to be body cross.
Body cross coming or not? Pretty close there. The communication between Sharmada and Suresh.
That's a wide stay play coming up, a fake wide stay. Doesn't believe in that second serve of Soha's. There you go. That was the play Ranji was waiting for, that fake, and then he moved back to his side. That's the experience, and he knows he somehow just has to keep this at 10-all, and they have a sneaky chance with their main player coming up next. 8-6 in this tie. Everybody has their eyes on the overall score.
What do you see coming here, Purav?
Again, has to be a stay play because Soha is just better from the back. So Ranji, don't expect him to cross off the second.
How do you do this? How do you manage this? Each and every time. When I was with you in the studios at the Sony Sports Network, we had this habit of wondering where your crystal ball is. Where do you keep it? There's so many predictions that you get spot on when it comes to the Grand Slams, and now with the Harven Pro Tennis League. The astrologer.
Oh, that's a bomb. That's so good. 10-6, and now it's just getting too much. It's getting too much. Ranji knows this point. I expect him to win both on his serve, with Ranji serving next. I expect him to win both points, but you know, when you're 11-6 down, you just seem to lose that little bit of belief. If he can just keep it close, somehow make this return. Expect him to make this though. Maybe convert even into a forehand and rip it. Ooh, he needed that. He needed that. 11-7. 11-9. 10-7. Could be 10 all here. What do you predict, Sarthak?
Difficult. 3 straight points. Very difficult.
There's one.
And on the other side, we've seen how difficult it is to close matches. Another. And there's a timeout. The towel being thrown in. How much will that break the momentum in your understanding?
Yeah, I mean, that's a smart timeout. I just think they just need to get one of these points somehow. So if Ritwik and the captain and Man come together, just form a tactic to try and just win this somehow. 47-31, that's the figure everyone wants to know. If they can just keep this to within, even, I mean, maybe it's ominous to say 14. They can keep this to even 15. Mukund will come and will have some work to do, but it just seems every point that they lose now having that much importance. Remember, it's 80 points to win the tie, but Gurgaon Sapphire have to win by 5 points if they want to qualify for the semi-finals tomorrow morning. Sharmada just so smart with that lob, just throwing it up every time she knows that they're in trouble. Throw it up, and she's getting so much success. 3 points now, one off that Sharmada Balu lob. Already got that win. Now looking to seal it with the big serve. That's a stay play again, Sarthak. It's going to be a T stay. Yes. And somehow, once the momentum is with you, the ball keeps rolling, and Gurgaon Sapphire have another win. And now it's getting just so much more difficult for the Indraprastha to bounce back.
Sapphires now at 49, the Warriors at 31, a massive 18-point difference. And look who's on court. Mukund Sasikumar, the India number 2, looking to stop him, Ritwik Chaudhary. Alright, it's the big one. The men's pro. Ritwik Chaudhary takes on Mukund Sasikumar. We start with Ritwik's serve. 30-point contest coming up.
There you go. There's a reason. There's a reason this man has had an incredible 2023. And he is a phenomenal ball striker. Great serve. And often the difference in this league format.
How good is that serve, Purav?
Phenomenal to see such great serving, and Mukund has that ability to serve well when he is playing well. Ritwik, on the other hand, he's got an absolute cannon, and that can work in his favor today. I expect the difference to be close. He knows team, he knows tennis. In Sarthak, you know how to watch him, and you've been watching him so closely. What have you made of him so far?
I think this shorter format is so quick. The fact that you have to switch on, switch off so quickly, you have to forget what's happened. You can't. Nothing too serious there.
Already you see Ritwik's made so many, 2 great serves already. It's been 4 points. He's made 2 first serves. On the doubles tour, had a breakthrough season. Top 150 now.
What a backhand cross-court. How good was that? On the rise, taking it so early.
That's the difference. Mukund, a phenomenal ball striker. I've seen him maybe 15, 16 years ago when he was playing, and he's a great ball striker. If the rallies go longer, Mukund's the favorite. Ritwik will try and keep the rallies short, come to the net more, have a more dominant factor in this match with the first few shots. If he doesn't do that and it gets into long rallies, Mukund will dominate the baseline.
Looking for the cross-court there. The intent was right, changing direction. But why do you feel the longer rallies will favor Mukund, Purav?
He's just played that much more singles. Ritwik does not play much singles anymore on the Pro Tour. He's more suited to the doubles game. Obviously had a great season, but he's one of the players that has such a big game. And Mukund, playing week in, week out, having such a dominant baseline. He dominates the baseline. He beats everybody from that baseline. So I think that will be the reason. There you go. You see Ritwik again taking cuts at the ball. He knows he doesn't want to make this a long match, but he wants to keep his impact on the serve and return. .30 points only, Sarthak. 30 points. So, we expect it to be this close format. And if Ritwik can just about get to 15 and just keep it simple, expect Gurgaon Sapphire to come through.
With the Warriors at 34, this is a must-win for the side. Mukund Sasikumar needs to rise to the occasion, and what a backhand that was! But you have to give it to Ritwik Chaudhary. The hands at the net, the volley, the confidence to stand tall, stand right next to the net in front of the ground strokes coming from the Mukund Sasikumar racket. What a shot. He took that above his shoulders. The kick on the serve was massive. But the talent that Mukund possesses is visible in that return, taking it so early above his shoulders. What a point that is from Ritwik. He's making this difficult and the momentum clearly with the Sapphires, Purav. Interestingly, someone with the kind of form Mukund has been is feeling the heat in this one at this point. Still 20 points to go, 10 remain, 10 concluded at the moment. Ritwik ahead. Cheers. Keep growing. Now it's a 21-point lead in the total scores for the Sapphires, Purav.
Ritwik knows he just has to get to 15 or 16 points and he'll be through, because it's just so important that Mukund wins this tie convincingly, because otherwise they just have no chance.
Interesting. What a time to take this timeout.
I think it's taken by Mukund. He needs to take this time to kind of figure out a system where he can try to keep the points longer, to try and make sure that Ritwik can't dominate the rallies, because he expected Ritwik to miss a lot more than he's missed so far. He hasn't missed that much, and he seems to be on the right game style of playing the right 1-2 plays. So doing that will have a lot of problems for Mukund, because he wants to keep playing tennis and Ritwik wants to take the racket away from Mukund's hands.
Let's see how the timeout helps. A 30-point contest here. The men's pro battle. Major responsibility on Mukund's shoulders here. Wrong footing Mukund Sasikumar. A fantastic inside-out forehand. Beautiful from Ritwik Chaudhary. How close was that? The Sapphires are having a day of magic from their players. Ruma with a win, Man K. Sharwani with a stunning performance, 17-3 over Surat Mall, and now Ritwik on fire. Gurgaon's Sapphires, of course, the defending champions. They know what it takes to win this, and a double fall from the Mukund Sasikumar racket. He's feeling the nerves, Purav. You've played on this court. You know how challenging it can get when it's a do or die contest pretty much.
Let's not forget that Mukund has had immense pressure coming into this tie, so it's not easy playing from down and knowing that you have to recover 14 points and try to get your team back. It's already 11-4. He's not played Ritwik Chaudhary for a long time, obviously two very close friends, but Ritwik knew he just had to swing, and he has been swinging so well. 60-35. Can't see how Indraprastha Warriors will have any impact on this match as the end approaches with the women's doubles and the men's doubles, the only two events left in this tie.
Interestingly, similar fashion of dominance from the Ichiban Samurai side in the day session earlier today. Gurgaon Sapphires on the same path.
This team is heading to the semi-finals, and not even Mukund Sasikumar can do anything about it.
Six singles titles at the ITF level for Mukund. A member of the Indian Davis Cup team. Can he do the unthinkable here? Can he still turn this around? Very difficult. Surprising. Who would have anticipated such kind of dominance in the men's pro contest between Ritwik and Mukund? Did you see this coming, Purav?
Certainly did not. I didn't expect. I've not seen Ritwik play singles ever. And definitely in the last 1 or 2 years I've got to know him better. He hasn't played much singles, so to come up with a performance like this, simply stunning.
Needs more of those. One step at a time, 1 point at a time is what he should be and will be telling himself. A champion that Mukund Sasikumar is. Just not been his match so far. In 3 more points, Ritwik can win this. That's unbelievable. Going after that Ritwik forehand. How much of a role do you think the conditions play, Purav? It's nice and cool here. Do you feel some players like playing in the sun, the heat helps them? What do you make of the conditions affecting the player's game?
I think it does make a difference. The court's playing a lot faster. Maybe the ball's going faster through the air, but in the cold, the ball sticks on the racket just that little bit more, and I feel Ritwik's benefiting from that. Even though it's a quick court, it's not flying through. So the ball is sticking on the racket, easier to serve in these conditions. But also with these cold conditions, the air in Delhi right now just seems to be very thin.
14-7. 2 points away, Ritwik Chaudhary Olipalli from creating history in a sense. Pretty much confirming a spot for the Gurgaon Sapphires in the semi-final. 1 point away now.
Mukund maybe knows there's no way back. He's playing for a lost cause. He need a complete domination.
Purav, should we call this 8 match points?
Not quite. I think Mukund, being the team player that he's become, he knows that it's more about just getting through and somehow just rising to the occasion. 38-63 is the number he's looking at. I think people have forgotten that it's 15-7 almost.
Next second serve.
And Ritwik's able to do that because he sees the scoreline, he sees the scoreboard. He's able to hit shots like this. And that's what scoreboard pressure does to you. He's able to play free. And who wouldn't when you're almost 30 points up?
And it's official. Ritwik Chaudhary wins this now. There's no way he can lose from here, even if Mukund ends up winning every single point that remains. But Mukund knows, like you rightly said, Purav, it's about the team. Every point matters. He'll want to get the maximum number of points for the Indraprastha Warriors. Wow! Did you see that? So good, so quick. Some anger behind it, some frustration behind it. Loosening up that arm, that hand, the shoulders, the hip rotation, absolutely perfect. Somewhere in his head, Ritwik knows he's won it. Maybe when you become a little relaxed, he's lost a couple of points here. Your thoughts on that?
All these shots work when you have no pressure on you. And Ritwik Chaudhary definitely has no pressure on him right now. He knows the job's all but done. 26 the difference.
Out. Time out, Gurgaon 17-10, Gurgaon.
Final score at this point in the total score 66-41. On your screens there, a massive 25 points separating the two teams.
It's a great return by Sasi Kumar Mukund. He expected to do a lot more of that. Ritwik obviously getting away with the serve, and the second serve volley is not going to be effective at the Mukund backhand. I think if he is to serve anywhere, he's got to catch the forehand side on the return. A lot more of that, and Mukund's just not been consistent enough throughout this game to have that impact. Otherwise the score could have been reversed in this tie. Ritwik Chaudhary deserves to win this battle, but Mukund showing his class right at the end.
Wow, an entertainer. How skilled was that? Have you seen something like that?
That's the end of the tie.
17-13,
17-13 and another win for the Gurgaon Sapphires. It's 44-66 as we head to the final two matches.
What a performance. Ritwik Chaudhary in dominating fashion makes a statement with that win. Who would have seen that coming? Taking down the Indian number 2 in singles, Mukund Sasikumar. 17-13, the confirmation. Gurgaon Sapphires winning it. The all-important sixth match of the night session, specifically for the Indraprastha Warriors. What a start! Just out. The intent from Soha Sadiq, visible, going after it, not holding back. She knows the Indraprastha Warriors need to do something special. There are 50 points to play for. In the 7th contest, it's 30 points to fight, and Mukund will be in that with Suvrat fighting for the 30 points, and now we have 20 points at stake for the Warriors. It's still not over. They still have a chance. Go, says Sharmada.
2-0, Gurgaon side.
Just don't see a way back. I just do not see a way back given Suvrat's form and Mukund's form today. It seems that this tie is over, and it seems like Gurgaon Sapphire were the better team on the day. It's all but done, but this is tennis. Strange things happen and miracles occur, and if pressure has a part to play, then expect that miracle to occur. Poof, seesaw point. Sharmada Balu, knowing what she does, standing up and hitting that volley winner. Great reflexes to get the lob over, and then coming in with a great point at the net. Been impressed with Ruma as well. After the first match, where the Indraprastha Warriors thought they had a chance of winning this tie, seems to be going all the Sapphire way. Weird choice of shot. That slice backhand never really gonna work. Has to be ripping that second ball, especially in doubles. The slice with one player at the net.
The momentum that Sharmada brings into this match continues. She had the big win with Suresh Krishna over Soha and VM Ranjit 12-8 in that mixed doubles contest. Massive down the line backhand, solid. Sharmada and Ruma at the moment. Ruma also with a win over Ria. Psychologically, both Sharmada and Ruma feeling very good in this contest. The volley's never easy.
Good poach nonetheless. Seems to be a great poach. I know it's not going to pay off now, but they know that Sharmada Balu can make that poach play some part later on.
The intent was right from Soha Sadiq. Looking to intercept, but hits that volley a little too long. Of course, Soha also very experienced in the double circuit. India number 17 on the singles. She's at 44. Ruma with the serve. 20 points to fight for. Good lob.
Smart play by Ruma, keeping it short, making her earn the point. Amazing that Ruma has such good feel of the ball so far. What I've seen is amazing feel of the game of tennis. She's got work to do in other areas, but the feel seems to be there.
Body language better from Soha and Ria. They need to find a way, find a solution to make this a tough contest. That's the major factor in this contest, as we have 2 matches remaining, one after this. That 47-73 scoreline is what the team owners, the mentors, the coaches, the players are all keeping an eye on.
Gurgaon Sapphires just don't know how to lose anymore. They've got the start. They just seem to be building on what Man gave them earlier. That's 17-3.
Certainly. Rushil did something similar for the Ichiban Samurai team. A 17-3-2 in that match over Arushni Ture. On fire. Looking really good. Sharmada Balu, Ruma Gaikwari in top form. What a happy day this is turning out to be for the defending champions, the reigning winners, looking really good heading into the semi-finals. Pretty much confirmed a spot there.
Good effort by Sharmila, just missing by a whisker.
8-5, Gurgaon side.
They want to keep it close. The Indraprastha Warriors want to keep it close. But there's just too much work to be done, it seems like. 24 points the difference. We will tell you the maths in a moment of what they need to get through to the semi-finals. But for all you mathematicians at home,
8-7.
the Gurgaon Sapphires need to win overall by 5 points, the difference. The Indraprastha Warriors just need to win, and they'll be through to the semi-finals. They've been playing all week for this, and the men's doubles will decide that.
Interestingly, a timeout been called by the chair umpire. 15 points played. Critical stage, just the 1 point difference. But that's the bigger difference we're talking about, we're all looking at. $74 for the Sapphires, 51 for the Warriors. What can Soha Sadiq and Ria Sachdeva do? Can they turn this around, giving that much needed confidence for Mukund Sasikumar and Suvrat Mall going into the final match of the night session?
9-7. Gurgaon 5.
Edging over the line. If they can somehow, and it's ominous, if they can somehow get to, 80 is a win overall. The margin just seems to rise every point in the overall tally. And with shots like this, it rises further. Wayward forehand. Smart from Ria. A little too late, you got to think, but smart nonetheless. She's showing her talent, Ria Sachdeva. There's no doubt about that. But just they need to get the game right. They need to get the angles right. They need to form an impact. You've got to think this got to be the last 2 points that Soha Sadiq and Ria Sachdeva play in this Harven Pro Tennis League. It's a good 2 points nonetheless. They want to keep their tally high.
Very promising Ria Sachdeva, the Fenesta Nationals Under-18 doubles champion, has multiple ITA titles to her name now. With the return responsibilities, a good solid return, and we could see a tie in this one. Let's see what Sharmata comes up with. 1 point for them to seal this. Beautiful! The Brahmati serve, setting it up so well for Ruma Gaikwari. And how good are her drop volleys, her drop shots, Pura. We've seen her feel so much as at ease with those drop shots. With that 11-9 scoreline, now Gurgaon Sapphires at 77, the Warriors at 53. 30 points is what Mukund Sasikumar and Suvrat Maul will fight for. Grab as many points as possible in that final match coming up. Match number 7. The final match of the day. Ritvik Chaudhary, Maan Kesharwani, looking to continue this winning streak for the Gurgaon Sapphires, who have been on fire. A total of 77 points to their name, Purav. Can Mukund and Suvrat still turn this around? Do you see, should we call it a miracle? A miracle possible here?
Yes, it's not 9-10, it's love all as we start this final match. Ritvik being so impressive on the double store. Suvrat getting away with that one. The chip lob.
1-0 Indraprastha.
Bit lucky that shot, but he got away with it. Yes. For those of you at home, I think the Gurgaon Sapphire will be safe with 85 on the board.
And interestingly, Purav, you mentioned Ritvik, someone you've not seen on the single side so much, and what a performance. And now this is doubles where he's the number 13. You expect him to do even better. With a win over Mukund in the singles, this is just his perfect hunting ground.
Yeah, he's a great doubles player. He's learned so much being coached by Ashley Fisher in college. Just come through the USA college system. Won heaps of ITF Pro titles. Actually won 7 titles in a row on the ITF Pro circuit. An immense feat with Nikki Ponacha. And I expect them to come through this one, just given the way they're playing in their singles, the ball striking that they've produced, the day that Maan Kesharwani has had. This young boy is leading his team to the semi-finals. It's 2-1 to the Warriors. It's a great serve again. The kick out wide, great serve. Finding the nice spot. Inching ever closer. The magic number, and Ritvik's in a hurry to get there. Now it seems real. Out of the next 25 points, Gurgaon Sapphire need 3. Maan had issues with his serve earlier, and those woes continue. $83, the number to get. 81 on the board. Out of the next 24 points remaining, the Gurgaon Sapphire need 2. After this, Sarthak, let's talk a little bit about the semi-final lineup. And what to expect tomorrow as Ritvik Chaudhary hits another great return.
I want to understand from you in terms of recovery.
Very good from you. In terms of how quickly you rest up that.
Get enough rest, how quickly you can recover for the contest tomorrow. Would that also be a factor?
Yeah, let's not forget they have 2 matches tomorrow. Whoever wins the semi-final will be playing the final later in the evening. That's so good for Ritwik. That's so good. Athlete leaping across the court. 83. The Gurgaon Sapphire. 83 points. Let's talk a little about the semi-finals, Sarthak. Who are the teams to look forward to? Who are the teams through? And what can we expect tomorrow?
With the kind of performance from the Ichiban Samurai and the Gurgaon Sapphires, I see them possibly making it to the finals. That's how good they've looked. Unless, of course, they meet against each other in the semis tomorrow. But with the performances from all 8 teams, these 2 stood out for me.
After this match, the draw will be made and finalized. And while these matches are important, it all comes down to the final day tomorrow. What can Ritwik produce? Will Maan be in the same form? What does Sharmada have to store? And which Ruma will show up?
We did speak about his double skill set, Purav. An example of it right there. How good was that volley, and a double specialist. Someone with the most respected hands on the doubles tour. Purav Raja with me.
And again, Ritwik Chaudhary can't miss today. And he's single-handedly taken his team through. The team was cruising, he's made sure it happens.
Also, if you look at the morale, suddenly you just feel the Warriors have sort of lost that intensity. What do we say? That mojo is missing today.
It often happens, Sarthak. Once you go down, you seem to drown. And they've done it. Tennis is a brutal sport.
Purav Raja with some good rhymes. When you go down, you seem to drown. What happens when you seem to be going up? Everything seems to be going right, isn't it? Nothing seems to be going wrong for the Sapphires. And especially knowing that they are the defending champions, a different level of confidence.
Some pressure too with that changed lineup. Let's not forget, every year they've got an auction and new players hired, contracted to come into this elusive league. And that volley. (12-2). Can we believe what we're seeing?
Really hard to believe this.
Let's talk about cricket. Can they get to 100?
Well, we've seen a lot of 90s, Purav, in the last 2 days. Not 100.
Let's see a 100 here.
We might. Mukund Sasikumar stamping his authority with that volley. The Indian number 23 in the doubles department. Also, more importantly, number 2 in the singles department.
It's over now.
Timeout at the end of 15 points. Really difficult to watch the Warriors go through a really challenging scenario. What do they tell themselves? How do they get back? Someone like Purav, you would know when the chips are down, when the score is so difficult to digest. How do you find the motivation to make a comeback from this?
Well, firstly, it holds really well for Ritwik and Man going into tomorrow to come across such dominant performances. They really haven't been made to sweat in this tie. Suvrat going home has a lot of work to do.
33 Gurgaon Sapphires.
(13-3) is the scoreline. Ritwik saying they serve to the wrong side. It's all economical now. The last 14 points will have no impact on the semi-finals. We now know that the Gurgaon Sapphire are through. Enjoy the talent you have to offer. Great kick serve, man.
Gurgaon Sapphires.
Serve and volley, never easy. Taking that low volley so close to your shoes, very difficult on the run.
Mukund knows that he's getting ready to pack his bags. It was a good run. Somehow he couldn't manage to get his team through. It's never easy.
16-3 Gurgaon Sapphires.
But for those of you viewers watching, watch out. Gurgaon could get to 100.
And we could officially have the first team making it to that 100 mark. A century in the Harven Pro Tennis League Season 5 contests. What a serve, wow. And Purav,
Great serve again from Ritwik. That's often what we talk about. Just the accuracy of the serve. He barely ever misses the first serve.
totally. Let's talk about the semi-final possibilities after this point. Of course, our viewers. Wow. Was that out?
Ball was good.
Umpire says ball was good. Not too happy. Mukund and Suvrat felt it was out.
I saw that good. Just the way they reacted to that ball was good. Mukund knows better than that. Suvrat hoping that ball was out.
Certainly. Well, a confirmation. The Gurgaon Sapphires do make it to the semi-finals now. Ichiban Samurai have made it. The Paramount Pro Tigers have made it. And well, for the fourth team, for our fourth semi-finalist, the battle is on court number 1 between Delhi and Lucknow. So we still don't know, Purav, who our fourth semi-finalist will be.
Wow.
I stand corrected. It's between Delhi and the Sankara Stag Babula Yodhas. The DMG Delhi Crusaders fighting it out against the Yodhas on court number 1 for our 4th semi-finalists.
Man has a good read on the doubles court too. Where's he been hiding?
19 for Gurgaon Sapphires.
Wow. There's 7 points remaining. And to get to 100, Gurgaon Sapphire need 4 of them.
Gurgaon Sapphires.
$98. Let's keep counting, guys. It's 98.
21 for Gurgaon Sapphires.
We all hear of
Gurgaon Sapphires.
Four points left. Gurgaon Sapphire. Kohli did it, Sachin did it. Can the Sapphires do it?
Calling for a century, Mr. Raja.
$99.
22-5 Gurgaon Sapphires.
1 point needed out of 3. They've seen a lot of dominant performances. Seen a lot of dominant performances in Delhi, but nothing like this. The Gurgaon Sapphire really stamped their authority and demanded a place in the semi-finals.
What a shot. Right at the body.
22-6.
Difficult to control that. A 30-point difference at the moment. I stand corrected. That's a 40-point difference, Purav.
Not easy to get to 100. I told you I've never seen it happen. I've been playing for 20 years.
It's official. A century.
100 points. 100 points for Gurgaon Sapphire.
They made it to 100 at the Harven Pro Tennis League in its 5th season. We've seen this for the first time. What dominance by one team. The defending champions on a roll. That's it. 100-60. 40 points differentiating the two teams, Purav.
It's been a pleasure to be here. It's been a pleasure to have the first triple point score And to see Gurgaon Sapphire dominate, the defending champions deserve to be through. They are through. And everybody on that team deserves a big round of applause. It's been a pleasure to be with you, Sarthak. I look forward to seeing more of you tomorrow in the all-decisive semi-final and final matches. Don't miss it. Join it right here on the Sportzworkz.
Absolute pleasure being with you, Purav. Thank you so much for joining.